Jai Srimannarayana. Namaste. Let us look at the names from the 7th Slokam of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam and how they connect to wellness. agrAhyaha, the one who cannot be handled like how a potter handles mud or a weaver handles thread. Do we need to have knowledge of the material or resource to be able to use it? Many spiritual masters are now talking about mind management. If we do not know how our mind works, and if we are not in a state of listening to a higher conscious being, when we are faced with health challenges, we might be looking at wrong places for healing, and it can further deteriorate our health. Anything that we do is through our body and mind. Hence, it is very important to know about how these function. A practice tip: sit quietly and scan your entire body and see if you are able to visualize or feel the organs while scanning, and if you have a basic understanding about the functionality of organs and their interconnection. Do this for some time. Then visualize a situation that triggers an emotion in you and see how the body responds. shAshvataha, the one who does not rest at any time as he is engaged with creation or maintenance or destruction. Have we felt energies of people around us? Are there people whose work inspires them so much that the work relaxes them as well? How are great masters able to do so much in the same or even lesser lifespan than us? From where are they deriving their energy? The connection to something greater than themselves must be so strong in them that it constantly nourishes them. A practice tip: sit quietly and reflect on the great masters that you have personally met or learned from or connect to, and see how they spend their day to day and what practices in them have led them to this day. Also, contemplate on the importance of rest for you. Are you taking enough rest? What work do you engage in? Do some of them relax you? krushNaha, the one who is always joyful being with his creations. How can we always be joyful with our creations? The creativity part of Carnatic music is called manodharmam. As the name suggests, it is creativity adhering to certain rules. The creation part then is joyful when it adheres to the rules laid out by the space that is created in and created for. It becomes stressful when it goes against those rules. Do we understand our creation space and the rules that operate in that space? A practice tip: reflect on your creations and when it has been joyful to you and when it has been stressful to you, and why so. lOhitAkshah, the one who has red lotus-like eyes because of the experience of this joy. Have we observed our facial, body language and eye color change when we are joyful from inside? Usually, anger is associated with red color, and it is interesting to note that the same red color is also associated with joy. Scientifically, it is also interesting to note that based on our mood, our pupil changes in size, and that can appear as color change to some extent. A practice tip: sit in front of a mirror, tighten your body and notice the changes in the body. Relax your body and then notice the changes. Pratardanaha, the one who destroys everything at the time of deluge. Can something be really destroyed, and what does destruction actually mean? It is interesting to note that many of the spiritual science concepts can be linked to modern science as well. When the deluge happens, all bodies that are gross in form are disintegrated into subtle form, from where creation happens again, and the subtle form then takes the gross form again. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy can never be created or destroyed, but only altered in form. Only when we see such similarities in different streams of science can we start to open up to possibilities. A practice tip: take a deep breath in and feel the expansion, and release a slow breath out and feel the relaxation. prabhUtaha, the one who owns the indestructible and abundantly joyful Paramapadam or Vaikuntham. What is real joy? Can we experience joy in a very difficult situation? As we grow in our experiences, the definition of joy changes. Have you noticed? A sense of well-being can be described as joy. Can we feel a sense of well-being in difficult situation? Let us say one of our loved ones is in the hospital for a minor health issue. There is anxiety in us. If we know that the doctor that he or she is seeing is very experienced and compassionate and has attended to many who have had similar health challenges and 99% have reported getting better, will we be able to feel little relaxed and feel safe? That feeling is part of well-being. On the other hand, if we do not trust the doctor, we cannot experience relaxation. A practice tip: relax and sit in meditative state. Reflect on a difficult situation in your life where, in spite of little anxiety, you trusted life and felt safe. TrikakuddhAmA, the one whose abode is Tripad Vibhuti, the one who took avataram as Varaha with 3 hair buns, the one who has radiance. Do we understand our 3 modes of nature, and under what circumstances does each one get triggered in us, and what can we practice to balance them? The 3 modes of nature are Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. Rajasic nature arises when we are too passionate, aggressive and attached. Tamasic nature arises when we are too lethargic, exhausted and detached. Sattvic nature arises when there is the right amount of passion and attachment and right amount of relaxation and detachment. A practice tip: next time when you perform an activity, ask yourself, have I thought through this before acting? Then say to yourself, I, the being, is performing this activity with full involvement. Once the activity is done, tell yourself, I, the being, am done with the activity and am resting in myself. This way, the attachment during the activity and detachment after the activity can be felt more explicitly. Pavitram, the one whose Swarupam is pure because of his qualities, power and beauty. Have we observed that over a period of time, how we feel mentally and emotionally starts to show in the body too, even if we take care of the body's external appearance? Have we observed that the days when we get less sleep or we are into too much screen time, our eyes are tired, our face looks dull, whereas on the days when we are with nature and feeling happy, our face looks bright. To some extent, External applications can conceal what we feel inside, but not for too long. It is not only the bodily appearance, but even if the body is okay, if our thoughts are not, then the people around us can feel that if they are sensitive to energies. Sometimes the other way is also true. A person may not be beautiful in her or his looks, but may have a beautiful heart, and when that happens, they will look beautiful to those people who have received their help. A practice tip. As a daily practice in the morning and in the evening, reflect on how you feel inside and how you look outside. mangaLamparam, the one who is opposite of all negativities and has infinitely auspicious qualities. Why do opposites exist in us, and how can we honor, understand, accept and work with the opposites in us? Opposites, like light and dark, exist to provide context and understanding, allowing us to define and perceive the world by comparison and to appreciate the nuances of existence. The existence of opposites can create a sense of balance and harmony in the world. Opposites help us appreciate the beauty and complexity of life. Nature itself often operates in a framework of opposites, with cycles of day and night, birth and death, and other similar phenomena. From mental health point of view, it is important to recognize that the response to trauma could be shut down in one person and extreme aggression in another person. Hence, it is important to understand that the opposite can arise from the same underlying phenomenon. A practice tip. Sit in meditation and explore the opposite emotions in you from the last week. Reflect on the learnings from the opposites. Thank you so much. Let us all practice these wellness tips and incorporate them into our daily lives. Om Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu.